Hi there, this is Jen, and thanks so much for joining me. I am super excited to be a part of the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop, which is a video hop that will run for the next 5 days. There will be different YouTubers and different video tutorials from people of all different styles and skill levels. This was a great opportunity to kind of encourage viewership and kind of come together as a community, support some of the smaller channels. In this video hop, you're going to see smaller channels like mine, and you're going to see channels that are helping to promote that are bigger and more recognized. And so it's a chance to see, you know, some of the people that you like, as well as some people maybe that you haven't seen or heard from before. A chance to find some new inspiration, and just a chance to try and support a lot of the crafty, talented people that are out there. And so I encourage you to watch all the videos that you can, to like the videos, and also to consider, I can't say that word to save my life, to consider subscribing to some of the YouTubers that you find during this video hop. Like I said, it'll be the next 5 days. There's different themes for every day. I will leave a link below to the next person in the hop after me. I will also be leaving a link to Justine Hovey's YouTube channel and her blog, the wonderful person that has put this together, and I certainly appreciate her for doing that. And so I'm going to go ahead and leave her YouTube channel and her blog. The blog that Justine has is where you will find the prize winners' names. And I know I haven't mentioned it, but there are lots of opportunities to win prizes. All you have to do is to comment on as many videos as you can. So when you comment, that gives your entry into winning prizes from some of the fabulous sponsors that you see on the screen. There's lots of prizes to give away, so I certainly encourage you to comment on as many videos as you can. When you're commenting on the videos, please remember to put whether you're USA or international. And that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and get into the card making tutorial that I have created for this video hop. Thank you so much for joining me. If I've forgotten anything, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the information below, so don't forget to check that out. And I hope you enjoyed this 5-day video hop. I am certainly looking forward to seeing all of the videos, and let's get to it. So the card that I'm making for the video hop is it could be an all occasion card. I am using an indigo blue stamp set, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. It's called Peony Posie, and it's a big red rubber stamp, and it is very, very detailed. So I am using my stamping platform by Tim Holtz to go ahead and stamp this up. I also will be embossing it, so I've gone ahead and used my embossing bag to run that over the entire panel. The panel is actually a piece of Tim Holtz watercolor cardstock, since I will be using water. I'm going to stamp the stamp up using my VersaFine black ink, and I actually stamped this up twice, which isn't bad for how very detailed the stamp is. And next, I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper and my embossing powder, my black embossing powder, and I will cover the entire image with the black embossing powder. I like to use the embossing powder when I'm using water sometimes, just to make sure that it doesn't smear, and that it kind of, the embossing powder, since it's raised a little bit from the card, it makes almost like little wells in the card, so that, I mean, I'm mixing the colors in this, but if you were doing something which you didn't want the colors to mix, sometimes when you emboss it, it's a lot easier to keep the color where you need it to be. So I went ahead and I heat embossed that. I let it dry for about a minute just to make sure that I didn't smear. And I'm taking this Tim Holtz stencil. It's one of the mini stencils, and I have laid it down on my watercolor card. And I'm just holding it in place using my stamping platform because I'm not using a ton of water, so I'm not worried about ruining anything. The colors that I'm using are Solar Flare and Violet Brocade, and I think these colors are gorgeous together. To be honest, when I originally thought to do this, I had wanted the colors to be a little more as the stencil is, a little more defined. And I knew that using water that might not be the case, but I do like how it turned out. I like that there's splotches of each of the colors in certain areas. So with some of the excess water on the stencil, I'm just flicking that onto the card so that I have kind of some little splotches all over the card, mainly in purple, since that is the color that I use the most. I don't know if I mentioned or not, and I'm sorry if I didn't, but I use Nuvo shimmer powder for this card. That's what the colors are. And now I'm just taking a paper towel and kind of blotting off a little bit of the water that's pooling. And then I go in with the Blue Blitz shimmer powder, which is an absolutely gorgeous color. It's probably my favorite color that they have in the shimmer powder for Nuvo. So I just go ahead and put that in different places throughout the card and then spray it down to get it to move a little bit. And then I'll go in with my paper towel again and blot off the water. I did dry this partially with my heat gun, and then I set it aside to dry the rest of the way. And then I took a square die from or a rectangle die from my stash to trim it up a little bit to fit on my card base. The card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's more of an ivory color. It's not white. I just wanted a little bit of a contrast between the panel and the card base. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some double-sided adhesive to adhere the panel to the front of the card. And usually I would stamp my sentiment before I adhere it to the card, but I have no idea why I didn't. I probably just forgot, or maybe I didn't know what sentiment I wanted to use. I have no idea. It's a lot easier to do it before you go ahead and adhere another layer onto the card. So I'm just adhering the panel to the card. And the sentiment that I use is from a Hampton Arts stamp set. And the sentiment just says, "Hello, you amaze me." So to finish the card off, I am using Nuvo Jewel Drops in Translucent Periwinkle. And I'm also using Liquid Pearls in White Opal and Onyx Pearl, which is the black. So I found that to get the perfect circle or dome of color, I have found that if I put the liquid pearls on the bottom and then cover that with the translucent jewel drops, it turns out absolutely gorgeous and perfect. Sometimes the crystal drops and the jewel drops spread out a little flatter maybe than what I want, and so because the liquid pearls are a little bit thicker, it almost always turns out like the perfect little circle. And you can even make your own raindrops using this instead of buying, the little package of them, because it looks basically the same, and you can even go bigger in the size. So I found that this works perfectly, and you still get that little peak of color underneath if you're using the translucent. So that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, if you like the video, please go ahead and click that thumbs up. And if you would like to subscribe to see more, please go ahead and do that. Don't forget to click on the link below to check out the next video in the hop, and also to remember to comment on this video and all the other videos that you see for a chance to win some fabulous prizes. I hope to catch you later, and thanks so much for watching.